Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. Let me know if the sound is good. Everybody can hear me fine. All right. Right, let's jump into this hourly scandals or um right, good. How's it? All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where's the 1 hour? Um, why is this a 15? Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm trying to get a H1 candle. Here quickly. Give me a second. This go into there. 1 minute, 15. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the right candle up here. Just bear with me. Okay, so that's the 1 hour there, right? Okay. Okay. Looks like that's all good now. All right, so let's jump on to the 1 hour quickly. I'm just going to minimize it a bit. All right, so it does look like we're going for the highs here. So that's where I think we're going. So what I'm doing is I'm marking them out. I mean, Friday, not much happening there. So we ran through those equal lows. I'm going to take, this is still here. So there's some equal lows here. Just leaving it there for, okay, and then I think these highs and actually higher is where we want to be going. Right, so then let's go to the 15 minute. 15 minute I think is pretty straightforward to what we want. We just want to see how the market opens now. And then I'm going to go straight to the 1 minute first. I'm going to switch off the sound on this side. Righty. In this, I've got all of this activated. Got liquidity up there. So, all right. And now we start printing. Okay. All right, so let's give it some breathing space here. All right, so this week is going to have to be a different week on the proper count. Can't trade like I've been trading the last week or two. It hasn't been great. We're still flat on the account, so it's not like we dying. So I just had to relook at a few things on the weekend, and I'm ready to rock and roll on that. All right, so maybe we see a bit of a down push here, or what? All right, so a 15-minute is bullish. I don't. Let's see, 15. I think there's probably going to be some sort of a pullback. And I'm looking at this area, maybe this liquidities all here. So I can actually mark it out. Lots of liquidity down here. Let's equalize here as well. So I'm just marking it out. So it is bullish. Not too concerned about taking shorts here. Actually going to wait for a nice setup here. All right, so on my 15-minute, this is diverging. But as you guys know, I'm not just taking positions based on divergence. It's not perfect. I would rather like to see some sort of a push down here, maybe form like a reversal back up. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's see what we got in the chat. All right, so we've got 698 equal lows, 698. 690. What is it? 698. So it's literally these ones that I've marked out here. Yeah. Yep, and that's why we're bullish, because of this, so we can actually mark it out. So it is there. So price is holding above that Fibonacci gap there. Call it the H1. Make it a light gray. And then obviously we've got those highs coming up. So, and it's nicely supported down there. So. And there's another gap lower down here. And then this gap was holding here. I'm just gonna mark this one. I don't want to mark this one as well. I mean, both of them are valid. Hope you guys had some good Father's Day days yesterday. I actually don't think we're actually going to get down to the bottom of this opening range. If we do, it would be a nice long. But looking at what I've tested, again, it wasn't a massive sample. But these type of setups just continue to go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonder if we'll get a trade today. This is one of those days that we're just going to go, whoops, straight up to the 31,100 level. Or we're going to consolidate to bring us a little bit down here. I mean, these are equal lows here. That was taken. But then we've got equal lows here and down here. Everybody's going to say this was a super IFUG setup. And probably for this reason, let me show you guys. This 15-minute fair value gap. There's a gap there, there's a gap here. People will probably focus on this and say this was like a super A plus. To bounce from, and then they would go down to a 1 minute and say, see how perfect that was. There's your equal lows, liquidity, bounce off, fair value gap, IFG, enter, stop, break even, and then I don't know. Or maybe it'll take it at a 30 seconds chart, which I don't trade. But it would be nice to see price actually come lower down, yeah. Then I would look and stalk for something to go long. One thing that I do notice, we're running highs, we're running lows, running high, and this could run a low again, and then maybe consolidate here, or remember there's not much red for the news this week. Back at a 50% of this range. Give me a second here, guys. Just 1 second. I'm back. Yeah. Well, so far, I like what we're doing here. I mean, currently it looks like it wants to go sideways, but what I'm looking for is closing. This is the range high. This is going to be the range. Let's see. One more candle. So, guys, just after this weekend that passed, I did some work on my trading and what I've been doing in the, what I've been doing personally and all of that. I do think at some point this channel is going to change a bit from trading. Obviously, we will still, go through price action like this, but I've been working on a strategy that I want to obviously, monetize in a way. And I'm not going to monetize it now, but what I'm going to do is I am going to transform into that. And with that, it's basically going to trade NASDAQ, gold, and Dow, the Dow Jones. And it's going to be, it's not going to be, we'll still focus on NQ and, price action and all of that. But I've got a very specific setup for that. I just need to figure out how I want to do it. And it's the same strategy. It's just trading across those three. I used to do it on NASDAQ and the Dow, and I actually been looking at gold as well. But personally, I don't trade gold. But there's enough opportunities between those three to be trading gold as well. But that's not going to take away anything or value from what we're doing now. Right, so we've set a range. That anchored VWAP is right at the midpoint of the range there. There's a little dot there. So it'd be nice to see us come out here, pull that VWAP lower down, and then go close above it, and then target the opposite. Yes, that's exactly what I look for as well. All right, guys. So just a heads up. So obviously we'll have the PM session today. There won't be any streaming tomorrow. I'm traveling tomorrow, and unfortunately my flights are right. It falls right over that AM PM session, and then I'm traveling again on Friday. So then Friday there won't be any streaming either. Just so you guys know. All right, so we are in a range bound market right now. So I mean, it's still early. We could still pop higher. I would like to see it come lower first. That's what I would love to see. And therefore, I'm going to have to be patient. And I'll show you guys something interesting. Look at this. Momentum down through that purple block. Momentum up, right through it. Momentum down, right through the bottom. And then momentum up, right up. Momentum down, and now momentum up again. You don't want to trade this. You need this red line to find a position. It'd be nice to see that position down here. And the blue line come down here as well, and then give us that momentum push. And that all lines up with the VWAPs and the lows and targeting highs and stuff. Everything I trade will consist of the 50% pullback. 50% pullback is like the most important part of trading. You don't want to buy in premium and you don't want to sell in discount. That's one thing that's, I mean, look at this. If I bought up here, I would get screwed. If I sold down here, I would have get screwed. If I wait for a pullback in here, yes, there's a little bit of, but then if it turns around, I'm in profit. Up here, I need to wait through all of this. By this time, I'll probably just call it a day. So what I'm going to transition in trading is obviously do the price action like we do now. I mean, we'll have this VWAP set up at market open, but then I will focus mostly on the divergence momentum trade that I trade. That's more a personal trade trade setup on my personal accounts. Problem with this trade is if I did not have anything on here, just reading price action, I would have seen equal highs get run, shift lower, and then you would wait for a 15-minute pullback or 50% pullback, got stopped out. All right, maybe this was the liquidity run up there, enter here, almost got stopped out and back up, but we haven't gone through that high yet. You know, those type of things. I mean, there's other elements you need to look for. I mean, in this down candle, this down push, there's your breaker structure there. This gap was violated. I know we bounced from this one, but it's maybe, I don't know. I've been trying to, with this 10K account, show you guys, you look for liquidity, you look for market structure, you look for a push, come back. The more I traded, I came to realize you can't just trade it. You got to trade it in the right context, in the right place. So maybe at the previous day highs, lows, and liquidity grabs first, not within a range. So you got to go back and look at a bigger range to see where you are. In this case, a little bit of hovering up and down, yeah. And that's by far the most simplistic way of trading. But people get a heart attack down here. If you went long in this fair value gap here, this would have... and then again, one of the rules is if you break and close below inverse, you close the trade. Yeah, I would close at a loss, and then we're back in profit again. So I like to, on my personal account, some of these trades I do trade where it combines with my divergence and momentum, and that's what I'm going to try to do now. But the minute I start trade that, I'm going to show all of this type of thing, and that's where people get lost. So, but the more I thought about it, it's something we got to do. It's going to be unique to the way I trade. I don't know if anybody else trade like this. Most people probably say you don't need indicators. That's fine. It's up for everybody's own opinion, right? And like I said before, I'm not putting all these indicators up here. I'm looking at price and see what I want to see. In this case, I wanted to see price come down here first, down to this area. Then look for the turnaround. Turnaround, the easy setup is wait for price to close above that blue line. And then I would look at my indicators as well to tell me, yes, there's actually a buy setting up here. Okay, well then that just helps to tell me I'm gauging in the right direction. So, yeah. Remember, guys, the plan still is to start, hopefully, the new year with that $1 million challenge in 12 months. And it's possible. I can go do it on my own and not do the streams, but I want to show people how and what I do and how they can either catch some golden nuggets from there or use some of the stuff or maybe inherit the whole thing or what. All right, so what I'm seeing at price now, so we ran highs, we ran lows. Higher high, lower low. Higher high, higher low, lower high. So now we're reeling price back in, keeping them in a range. And that could turn into a manipulation expansion or just trapping people till, I don't know, tomorrow or something. I don't know. Maybe just distorting time till PM session, maybe. The bottom line is there's nothing to be traded in here. Not for me, though. I don't know if anybody else took some trades already. I mean, there's definitely scalps that you could have taken, but I didn't, and even if I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't have either. Just on that 50% pullback rule, any range that sets up comes back to the 50%. Always. Go back and check any range that gets established comes back to the 50% always. Does it go lower or higher? Yes. How far? I don't know. But 50%, it's almost a guarantee. It's always good to also stick to the higher time frame direction. So let me tell you one thing on that around mechanical. That's what I'm trying to achieve with this 10K account. So obviously I said to you guys numerous times last week, I'm missing something's not working. So the VWAP trading strategy, that's a very mechanical way of trading. I mean that's probably by far the simplest mechanical trade you can do. This is also very mechanical. You might not think so right now, but if I take you through the rules on when do I pull a trigger and when I see a trade, I'm going to publish it and I'll show you. It is, I don't want to say simple, but it's for me it's simply very mechanical in that way. And this also helps me stay out of the market if it's not there. And it's like this VWAP, the anchor VWAP strategy. Those two indicators, I need a very, very specific setup. And it looks different. It can vary in different ways, but it is something I'll share with you guys. I first need to take some trades and show you guys that it actually works. See, now we break through the high here. If this is not us pushing higher and come back down here, we might probably come back down to this high, low. But let's see. No, so H1 is pushing up very strongly. So we could get a pull back in here and then bounce higher on the hourly candle. We could see this happen and then bounce. The reason I say that is this is the start of the new hour or the next candle. And then this would be power of 3. It's either going to consolidate up here and drop in here and then bounce. I'll be surprised if price comes all the way down here. And that's just looking at the 1 hour candle. And same with 50 minutes. 50 minutes very bullish. So you can't really take a short, look for shorts here. You've got to wait and look for something to buy. Simple. I know we were holding price down here. Maybe it was just till the hour. And then we'll see something happen now. Right, so this consolidation here has already did something in this fair value gap here, right at the 50%. So I don't see any gaps here except the liquidity down here. I don't know if we're going to get all the way down there. Maybe this is a breakaway gap and we just keep running higher. Then what I would do here is obviously measure it. That's 50%. You want to go trade below that 50%. Like we said, see some consolidation at that high, and then hopefully we see a bump in there. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh. Mhm. I mean, this view up bounce here, that was actually a nice entry. If remember in the beginning, I said on the set of samples I looked at, very unlikely for price to come and run this low. But that's a small sample, guys. I mean, looking at it now, consolidation, manipulation. The question is it at 50%? Nope, it's not. So it's not a good entry though. This is a much better entry. See, this is where the 50% comes in. It makes sense to take a trade up here. You want to see it come down to 50%. Also, when you're in consolidation, you want to draw the midpoint of that consolidation, and you would look for buys below that midpoint and sells above it. So if you're in a range and you go long here, you're going to be in drawdown. If you go short down here, you're going to be in drawdown. But if you got a bias to say we are going higher and you go long down here, if there's a quick spike down, quick drawdown, and then you go. This lows are all liquidity, and there's the area. What is that? 397. Don't get it. Way above 397. What are we talking? And if it goes up here without me, guys, it's also fine. Nothing to worry about. That just means I haven't lost money and I haven't made money. So, same thing. Break even is better than a losing number. Ding, 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 ding. Still got a PM session. What is that 397 equal highs? Because we had 980 already. Which one are you talking about? Yeah, there's plenty sell side. Plenty for the last 3 months. But we're not going there. Price wants to work it up here. Nice 15 minutes. Hey, what's this? So I'm trying to see your 397. Even if you go 3 up here, I don't know. I don't know where that 397 is, sorry. Alright, so 15 minute is pretty bullish here, so looking good. I don't think I'm going to get a trade here. Because it's not... I mean, this first hour, I thought we would do something like this and then go. But now we're just doing some silly stuff here. I mean, there's lots of liquidity here. That low, that low, that low lines up. I'm not suggesting we're going down. I'm just saying. Okay, so just to let you guys know, tomorrow and Friday, there's not going to be any live stream. I'm traveling during that time. But we'll do the PM today. Back on Wednesday, Thursday. Gotcha. 997. Still stuck at the high of that opening range. Hey. Do we actually think we're gonna hit this? Let's go by 15. Stop loss will be at that level. Take profit will. I think it will go higher. We can take it to there and see if it will play out. Well, now we're running this little gap here. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Ooh, we might not even get to that one. Might not even get to that one. Watch this. Check this out, guys. This could be the one that's good enough to take us higher. I did not see that gap. Oh, we're getting picked up. Why? Okay, I just want to say why. Why? Right, now the question is, will we see the follow through? Uh-oh. A little bit of a pull there. Um, Right, well, let's see what this thing is. I haven't taken a live trade yet, guys, so just so you know, I'm just taking this one here. Looks like price action here, but like I said, whenever I take these trades, I get wrecked properly. Look at that. What in the world am I missing? This is not diverging. This looks like that first hour, like I said, consolidation, pull in here, and then expansion, but we're not getting that expansion. Maybe it's still bounce here, guys. Maybe we're lucky. Maybe we just trying to give us a heart attack here, and then just, who knows? Who knows? Ding, ding, ding. Huh. What in the world? Oh, gosh. Imagine if I entered up here. Right, so then I'm out of that trade. See, that's why I don't like these trades anymore. That's why I don't like them. Okay. Now let's see, are we actually coming down to this opening range low? Then we're pretty much stuck here again. And this thing has come back to 50% here and 50% of this range. See, 50% is still very powerful. Oh, come on. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Come on, guys. Has anybody's got any targets or no trades? Nothing. If this was diverging here, I would have looked at something. What trade is it that I don't like anymore? It's this exact trade I did on this paper trade. So we consolidate, manipulate, we expand, we consolidate. The 1 hour, we want to see price come back in here and bounce from here because we're bullish, right? And then I'll get stopped. Pull back to the 50 in a fair value gap, break structure, run liquidity, and we going to the opposite. If this happened down here first, that's a different story. I would have just taken the long. But it's Monday, and these are all no longer fair value gaps. These are all inverse fair value gaps. And that tells me we've been struggling to get out of this range. We went out back in, now to the bottom end, and then maybe bounce back. And again, this is taken in the context that I said earlier, is a short here, because that's liquidity, Iran liquidity, break structure, back, pull back, that 50% will work. This is in a range. The trades I'm trying to take in a range fails. And that's the only thing I can think is my problem. Stop taking trades in a range. Wait for the liquidity and then look for the setup. That doesn't mean this setup doesn't work anymore. This doesn't work because I'm trying to long it in liquidity that was run already. And that's only because we are bullish. So I would need to see this setup down here. Then look for a long. Well, let's see if we're going to get down to that. Let's see. Righty, here we go. Let's see how far can we go. Right, let's see. Is it only the bottom range, or is it actually all the way down here and bounce off this VWAP? Right, there we go through the low. Big win for me today is I stayed out of these trades, which is great. And I read the market that it might consolidate, and it did exactly that. And what we did say earlier is this is some nice liquidity. That low, this low, this low, and this low. And sure enough, we took them. Took them. Yep, there's all those fair value gaps and one lower as well. On those H1 hourly. The gray ones is the H1 fair value gaps. Okay, so let's see if we can run back to the last night low. Reversal candle, did it again. The 2000 reversal. Oh, geez, sorry. I was just wondering what. Okay, see you in the afternoon session. All right, cool, man. Thanks for joining. Gotcha. Yeah, so the 10 a.m. candle reversal. Yeah, I thought it was gonna continue higher. That's why I misread it completely. But anyways, so even on this reversal, I mean, I didn't have any entry. I didn't have divergence, break a structure here, no pullback into this gap to run down. So even if that was, there was no entry for me. So, nothing for me. Right, let's see what happens. Yeah. Right, it's coming close to that first liquidity there, and it's right with the 50% of this fair value gap as well, and the view up. Everything comes together here. Ding, ding, ding. All right, there we go. First liquidity got hit there at 50 at the viewer. Now let's see what's happening. Okay, so we've got more liquidity, more everything down here as well. So let's just have a look at something on this hourly candle. Let's see, where's my charts? This is the H1 here. Okay, so we run that first liquidity, this liquidity as well. What I wanted to look at is liquidity or equal lows down here. I mean, oh gosh, just printing our equal highs now, right here, which is great because if we bullish, that's where we're going to go next. So what we want to do is either see price go all the way down here and then bounce, and then we capture that big range up there. That comes back down to this area here. We've already rebalanced it. So I don't know if we want to go there. Maybe we just touch it and go back up there. So there's 1, 2, 3 pushes. And there's all liquidity. That low, and this low. I wanted to see if there's a liquidity that I can pull, but it looks like we want to sell off here. So let's see. This was Sunday's low, yes. Okay. I'm just going to mark this low out here as well. Righty. What was there? Gap there. There's a gap here as well. So that's overlapping. That's fine. Let's see. Lots of gaps here. Right. Right, but let's see. Let's see. Again, guys, like we said last week, run the opening range high, comes back down to the other side. I mean, I don't say you take this blindly, but it looks like a strategy. Run the one side and then maybe come back down to the other side. Don't know. Okay, let's see. Righty, let's see. What is it? How do we bring this forward again? Oh. Right, so I would like to see some sort of a diverging of this low. Maybe I come down lower, diverge, and go up. Right, let's see. All right, so we got a little gap here. If we inverse this and back into the opening range, then could go back into the midpoint. Problem with the 15 minutes is this is what I see. So we run up and now we're shifting down. This is big shifting candle. I mean, this candle, if this close up, so we don't, that candle didn't close below that wick, but depends on this candle here. This could come up here and then come down, or just, but we'll see. I'm gonna focus on the 1 minute to see if I can see something there. Because where we are now, that's also where the 50 simple moving average is, so it's important to see what happens. Are we going to close below it, or are we going to bounce off it? Looks like we want to push lower here. I'm looking at this. Looks like a little bit of a pullback to go. Continue lower. Well, look, if it's complicated, then don't take a trade. Don't break your head around it. So anything that's happening now is, this is what I see. Let's pull up that 1 hour. All right, so this is what I see. All right, we pushed away from this 50 simple moving average. Have a look. We push away, we come back. We push away, we come back. We push away, we come back. Push away, come back. Slice through, back, back. Push away. We can either bounce here or go through it and come back down. So it all depends. So this move is expected in a way. But you never just take this blindly because you want to read price action in the right way. But yeah, I thought we'll get somewhere down here first before we go up. And that's where we are now. 50 simple moving averages down here. This is a VWAP. That's midpoint of that range. So it all depends now. Yeah, trading is scrambling with everybody's brains, and that's where the setup needs to help you clear, have a clear view. Okay, if the 1 hour holds. No, I know we pumping down here, but it all depends on this 15-minute close as well. So it's a 15-minute. I mean, there's two minutes left, or 3 minutes. Let me show you. I don't know if that is going to be the bounce to send us up again, but this looks pretty much a nice pin, a fold pin, and then boom, down. And again, if you look at your 50 simple moving average, we're actually slicing through it now. So in my honest opinion here, I think H1, 50 minutes, a little bit of mixed emotion here. So I think the best thing for me to do is just to not pull the trigger up and just wait. Nothing says I have to take a trade today. So remember what I said, I'm waiting to see if I can get some sort of a divergence here. Mm-hmm. So far, this is showing divergence. That's a low. That's out of the bands. If this makes a pin up, that will give us a low in the band. That's going to be diverging with that. Then I would look for something here where this blue line going crosses there to give us momentum back up. But this all needs to happen. So to draw it plainly, so I need to see this happening here, then that's diverging with that. Then I need to see this blue line go up there, and then this goes up there as well, and that's well enter. Put my stop here, and I'll target something higher, but then this must keep going, and that's the way I would trade it. But one piece is already showing something here, and I don't just jump in here. So now it's a waiting game. And we're in a place where there's fairly gaps. I mean, this we've run that. We've run this one now. Structure will be up here, so all of this will play out if we can get something. Alrighty, let's see. We'll show you a little bit later. So the only thing is the 15-minute candle is pretty aggressive to the downside. So I don't know if that's a trap or what. I'm going to focus on the setup here. Not to put too many things on here, just to show you something else. It's not going to show that one. Let's take the view up off. Also look at this 8 moving average. An aggressive entry is this one here. We just closed above it. Put your stop there. And you can look for your 2R, which is right there. And only because we've done our divergence here, that's the first candle after diverging that closed above the 8 moving average. That's a quick scalp, but nothing here is telling me yet momentum's going up. That is if you got a really strong bias and try to preempt this up front. Otherwise, the safe thing is to wait for that momentum to shift first. Little gap here, so it's holding that gap. And that could, I mean, if you were jumping into divergence here, this is where you could get hurt. I don't follow the news and correlate that back to inflation wars and all of that. So I'm just reading price technically. Because I found if you listen to the news, you'll lose more money than actually trade what's in front of you. So this could make a lower low here, and this could make higher lows. And that tells me that momentum is drying up to the downside. And at some point we might see, and you can see this blue bands are contracting, like over here, contracting. And that was volume there. That was the push down. Now it looks like volume is drying up to the downside because we get higher lows, narrowing bands, and we all down here. So the momentum was to the downside. So now you would want to see something break out of a narrowing band, divergence, and we close above that, and then you can look for some nice longs. But for now, nothing. Or at least not for me. Take this one off so it's not too cluttered here. We're in the macro zone now, guys. So let's see. There's low lows. Literally touching that. The dark end is 2 hourly fair value gaps that's overlapping. Literally touch it there. The other thing to keep an eye on is, let's take this VWAPs off. So I don't think that's relevant now. Look at the 50 again. Remember what we said earlier. You move away from it, you come back to it. You move away, extendedly away from it. So this could bounce here just to go touch it again, to either then go up or to come down again. Here's another diverging factor here. See if that's a close. So coming back to this opening range low is what's going to line up with this 50 moving average. Just to take you guys down to this whole setup that I'm trading here. Here we've got a high, a higher high. This is also higher. So there was nothing diverging here. If that was divergence, I would have then say, all right, tick one. Next, what's happening here? We came down, we bounce. If this candle was just coming down here and close below that, that would have been a nice short to take it down. But there's nothing here. And what would be nice then is for price to come down, pull back, run that fair value gap, and then break that purple low. That would give you the pullback and continuation down. But like we said, let's see how price is contracting here, pulling together. All right, even if price turns around here, guys, I'm not interested in taking anything. Nothing's lining up. H1, let's look at that. H1 is breaking through. There's 5 minutes left. If we keep going down here, close the hour, that's probably going to be a bearish move. Of course, we're closing down through that 50 simple moving average on the 15 minute. We've already closed below that. So I think we on our way down to this area down here, which is fine. I'm going to let this do what it wants to do, and I'll be back at the PM session, guys. And hopefully we get a nice setup to go long again. But anyways, for now, guys, that's all we've got. Hope you guys had a good weekend and a good Monday so far. I'll see you guys in the PM session. Don't overtrade. Be safe, and I'll chat to you guys a bit later. Take care, man. Cheers. Bye-bye.